In the number system, we can observe several types of numbers such as natural numbers, whole numbers, rational numbers, and integers. What are integers? The set of positive and negative numbers, including 0, are called integers. Examples of integers include negative 51, negative 28, negative 11, negative 7, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. In this lesson, you will learn some interesting facts about the even and odd numbers. Even and odd numbers. Any integer that is divisible by 2 is an even number. For example, negative 8, negative 6, 0, 2 and 4 are even numbers. 0 is an even number. Any integer that is not divisible by 2 is an odd number. For example, negative 13, negative 9, 5 and 11 are odd numbers. Addition or subtraction of any two odd numbers will always result in an even number. For example, 3 plus 5 equals 8. 3 is an odd number and 5 is also an odd number. When I add two odd numbers, I get an even number, that is 8. Similarly, 11 is an odd number, 19 is also an odd number. When I add 19 to 11, I get 30, which is an even number. Moreover, when I subtract 5 from 13, that is one odd number from another odd number, I get an even number. Similarly, when I subtract 5 from 27, that is one odd number from another odd number, I get an even number, that is 22. Addition or subtraction of any two even numbers will always result in an even number. For example, 12 plus 26 is equal to 28. 12 is an even number. 26 is also an even number. When I add them, I get another even number, that is 28. Similarly, 18 plus 12 is equal to 30. Now, I subtract one even number from another even number, 28 minus 6. Then I get 22, which is another even number. Finally, I subtract 12 from 20 and I get 8. That is, when I subtract an even number from another even number, I get one even number. Addition or subtraction of an odd number from an even number results in an odd number. For example, when I add 5, an odd number, to 12, an even number, I get an odd number, 17. Similarly, when I add an odd number, that is 19, to an even number, that is 22, then I get an odd number, that is 41. Now I subtract an odd number, that is 11, from 48, and I get 37. Similarly, I subtract 5 from 20, I get 15. Addition or subtraction of an even number from an odd number results in an odd number. For example, when I add 26, an even number, to 17, an odd number, I get 43, which is an odd number. 19 plus 12, 31. 29 minus 26 equals 23. 21 minus 12 equals 9. Multiplication of two odd numbers will result in an odd number. For example, 13 into 5 equals 65. 19 into 3 equals 57. Multiplication of two even numbers will result in an even number. For example, 12 into 8 equals 96. 18 into 8 equals 144. Multiplication of an odd number by an even number or multiplication of an even number by an odd number will result in an even number. For example, 13 into 4 equals 52. 22 into 3 equals 66. Division of an odd number by an even number will never be a whole number. For example, I divide 75 by 12. 12 goes into 75 6 times. 6 times of 12 is 72. Hence, the remainder 3. So the quotient is even and the remainder is odd. Similarly, I divide 29 by 4. 4 goes into 29 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28 and the remainder is 1. The quotient is odd and the remainder is odd. Thus, the division of an odd number by an even number will never be a whole number. The quotient of the division of an even number by another even number can be odd or even, but the remainder of the division will always be even. I divide 98 by 16. 16 goes 6 times into 98. 6 times 16 is 96. The remainder is 2. The quotient is even and the remainder is also even. Now I divide 128 by 14. 14 goes into 128 9 times. 9 times 14 is 126 and the remainder is 2. The quotient is odd and the remainder is even. Now I divide 92 by 18. 18 goes into 92 5 times. 5 times 18 is 90 and the remainder is 2. Again, the quotient is odd and the remainder is even. Thus, the quotient of the division of an even number by another even number can be odd or even. But the remainder of the division will always be even. The quotient of the division of an even number by an odd number can be odd or even. If the quotient is odd, then the remainder will be odd. I divide 96 by 13. 13 goes 7 times into 96. 7 times 13 is 91. The remainder is 5. Thus, the quotient is odd and the remainder is also odd. 80 by 13. 13 goes 6 times into 80. 6 times 13 is 78 and the remainder is 2. An odd number raised to an odd or even power always results in an odd number. For example, 3 raised to 5 equals 243, which is an odd number. Similarly, 3 raised to 4 equals to 81, which is an odd number. Similarly, 7 raised to 3 equals to 343, which is an odd number. 7 raised to 4 equals to an even number raised to an odd or an even power always results in an even number. For example, 2 raised to 5 equals to 32, which is an even number. 2 raised to 4 equals 16, which is an even number. 6 raised to 5 equals to 7,776, which is an even number. 6 raised to 4 equals to 1,296. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please click the notification bell so that you get the notifications as we post new videos for GMAT, GRE, SAT, IBPS, for online and offline classes. Please write to us at info.hyderabadhub@gmail.com. Call us at 844 855 7665.